learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel it's a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful, rested, long weekend. Shout out to the vets, baby, but we gotta bring this title back. The stock market is gonna go crazy this week. We already have the futures up, and we got three main things happening. One, you are gonna be getting a ton of economic data this week. Everything from ISM to employment and manufacturing, and that will be key, and even overseas too. We already got some China numbers and Germany as well, and that's the key. Then China themselves, right now with futures, we had a closed day, but the rest of the world was open, but everybody is reacting to the good news out of China. And then finally, we are going to be getting some Powell and politics June 1st. Do not forget that date. It's important, but not too crazy, but that is the first day of the balance sheet reduction. So we got a lot to talk about. I got a bunch of news events. I got some pretty pictures to show you. Again, we are coming off of here. Let me just start with this one. If you don't remember, we ended the last week up, but this is what 7 weeks look like. You have not had a positive week since March of 2022. Keep that in mind. So everybody's excited now. Even Citibank, they already said this is a bear market rally, but if things go good, I mean, a lot of people are excited. So this is going to be very pivotal, but there's all of that. We're going to talk about that. We got the plays, and depending on how the data and any of the speeches go, well, we're going to see if we can continue a second week. So drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, youtube.com. Wait, 30 minutes, youtube.com. First link, I messed it up there. It's okay. It's okay. First link, I'll see you there in the morning. And random comment generator, here it is. We need your help. Post a random option trade. If you hit it, you get $100. Get some time, keep it below $100, and God bless you and thank you. But right off the bat, I'm going to start here with China, because this is the good news. Again, we had Baba earnings, even Pinduoduo last week. Things were kind of good, but here is the big announcement today. China said they're going to be reducing their COVID curbs. They're about to go out of lockdown. They already announced June 1st a couple weeks ago. They gave an update yesterday. It is looking very good, and this now is the reason why oil is up. Oil, Brent crude hit 120. Crude is at like 117. So again, if China reopens, that's good for oil demand, but now a lot of people are looking at this. This is kind of going to give us some of the positive juices besides what we saw last week in the United States. So that is the first major key you will be getting, and this could, pour some cold water on it. China will be coming out with PMI data. Again, you're going to get global PMIs from all over the world this week, but if China's is bad and it's expected to contract at like a 45 number, that won't be too good. But if they could kind of continue the rally there, if people like the COVID lockdowns ending, that could be a very, very good week for China stocks. So that's the first big piece of news. The second one, I'm not going to get to the economic data, but Powell, Biden, and the politics. Why is this important? One, tomorrow, Jerome Powell is going to be meeting with Joe Biden. This is the first Oval Office meeting between the president and the Fed chair pretty much since he has been confirmed, or since he was selected back in November after the election. And now the thing about this, we don't know what's going to come out of it. They're going to be talking about the economic state again. There's just so much economic data this week, so that's where it'll be interesting. But they're going to talk about the economic state, the plan forward. Remember, just the other day, the White House said, hey, we want to leave this independent. And if you didn't catch this, on Friday, the PCE numbers came out, and this was the first time the White House made a statement following the PCE. Usually, they comment after the CPI, and you can look at what they said here. They said inflation is at 4% now, or 6%. That's because they're using the PCE. So maybe that's what gave us some of the positivity too, and we'll watch that carry over. But whatever they say in that meeting, depending on how that plays out, it will be key. But now I think it highlights the importance here with all the economic data. But before we get to that, you are also going to be getting 5 Fed Fed chairs, not 5 Fed chairs, 5 Fed speakers. They are not all the chair, okay? But 5 speakers is Fed Williams, Bullard, Logan, Mester, and Brainerd. So 5 different Fed speeches. I think you had Waller here yesterday or today, actually. He didn't take a holiday, and he was talking about raising at 50 basis points. It pretty much sounded like everything that we've gotten so far. So we'll see how it plays out, but definitely keep your eye out for all the Fed speakers. And then to economic data, tomorrow we're going to wake up with real estate data. Again, that has been important. We had existing home sales not too long ago. Then you're going to be getting the PMIs, manufacturing PMIs, global PMIs, again, all over the world, and even Germany now. This is kind of what caused the little China rally that we had today, even though our markets were closed. But Germany came in with the highest inflation ever, meaning their inflation number has not peaked, and it set a new high today. So we'll see how everybody takes that. But overall, the data could be big. We talked about this. If there's going to be like any sort of rally or anything this week, it'll probably be because the data won't be too scary. But then after this week, we get the CPI. Then the week after that, we get Powell. But now everybody is looking for this. So pretty straightforward. We're going to have a lot of stuff. But now let's talk about some other things. One, again, if we just get a rally, it's going to be so important this week. Again, Citi said it's a bear market rally. I'm sure a lot of you are suspecting that, but take a look now. We are still trading above the 10-year average of volatility. What is this telling you? You are still living through one of the most volatile times of history, ladies and gentlemen. So anything could happen. We're going to see. We had a lot of optimism on Friday. Again, 7 weeks of decline. We wiped out pretty much half of it just with one positive week. So we're going to see how this ends up continuing, but there's that. And then, like I told you, June 1st, the balance sheet reduction happens. And here, this is a chart of the Fed balance sheet. And far to the left here, the biggest green candle, again, green right there is Treasury, yellow is anything else. And this highlights some points. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. I have a lot of theories with it, but pretty much starting June 1st now, they're going to stop rolling over about 30 billion. So you can see in the next 2 years, 2022, 2023, we are going to be having about $1 trillion of bonds that will be expiring for the Fed, and the traditional policies to take that $1 trillion and roll it over into the next year. Again, as the chart pushes out, you can see there's actually not that much that they're holding in the longer duration. So how this plays out will be key. But now, why is this important? We have only done this once in history, where we have actually reduced the balance sheet and started tapering off. What ended up happening? 10 months later, the markets freaked out. Powell had to pivot, and yeah, that was the 2018 little craziness that we saw. So it's important what's going to happen on June 1st. It will be the start of something. We'll see how it plays out, but it does not mean you will see an immediate reaction. So this is going to be big, especially as it relates to the Fed speakers in the next Fed minutes. That will be the key, but don't forget what we said last week. Any of the economic data that has the ability to push things, because now we're going to see if it'll make Powell pivot or not. So that's the rundown. It's going to be an exciting week, so I hope you're ready, but let us get into the plays. So I got a couple different plays here. I did make a play on Friday, like we've been doing with the shares and the options. I did it for the upside, and this is a play I'm going to be watching. Again, this China news, it could end up being very good. So I'm going to be watching Pinduoduo, PDD. We'll go over the play, but I would take a look at any of the other China stocks. And like we brought up the other day, if you're trying to find a China stock, maybe you want like a China EV, or you're looking at it, again, it has been the worst start to a year since 2018 for the emerging market stocks. So if China could bounce, it could be good, but I've been saying go diversified. In this case, I went with Pinduoduo on Friday. Why? They had really good earnings, like really killer earnings. It was killing it. It was a cheap play. I thought I'd get some exposure, but if I am going to add to any more China plays, I'm probably going to go with like K-Web, Golden Dragon Index, or the A shares. I think that would be a good one. But now, as far as the play, we grabbed this in the morning following the earnings. They were up like 10%, dropped a little bit. I played the dip. I grabbed 100 shares of Pinduoduo at 44.09, and then I grabbed a June put and gave myself a little bit more time. Again, on Friday, we got clapped there on the Best Buy. We'll go over that one too, but gave myself a little bit of time, and I grabbed 2 of the June $40 puts, and I grabbed 2 of them to make sure we are overinsured just in case if things go the other way, we could still profit off of it. But I spent about $400 for the insurance, and then later in the day, it actually started running up. We were up like $100, $200 on the shares there. So I said, let me grab another set of insurance a little closer to the money, and then I grabbed a 42.5 for $1.50. So this one's going to be interesting. We're already up on it, but I want you to understand the break even, because even with the Costco play after earnings and when the premiums came down, it actually put us in a little bit more of a precarious situation. So keep this in mind of what the break even is on this play. So I have the shares at 44.09, but then I bought 2 contracts at 210. So that's about $420. Yeah. And then the other one was $1.50. So all that being said, now my break even is about $570 by June 19th. I have to be up $570 on those shares by June 19th. Otherwise, I will make no money, but I will break even. And one thing we could always do is cut them out at any time, like you've seen. So right now, I'm actually up, overall, because the premiums still have some value, but that's something to keep in mind. But the whole idea here is if the shares rip and we get a rally, we can make money on the upside, and depending on those puts, maybe it hooks us up on the downside. Or if it is a bear market rally and things change quickly, by being overinsured like you saw last week, we should be able to make a little bit more money on the downside. So that is the first play. Now coming into the second play, I want to watch Nvidia. Again, if we do get excitement this week, remember they had earnings. There was a lot of talk of chip makers over the weekend, everything from Lam Research all the way to Micron. Again, Nvidia's earnings wasn't the worst, wasn't the best, but we'll see how it plays out. And I guess crypto's up too. Maybe that helps, but we'll see how it is. But post earnings, if we get a lot of activity, I really think they could be a decent one. So gonna be watching them. No plays on them, but if anything, I might want to go here with that share strategy and even grab some of the puts. And then for number 3, it's just a set of plays. 1, want to be watching the Costco. Again, I'm still holding this one, but since the earnings, those premiums got killed, and now I'm actually down on it about $2,000. So it's right now, I think I need a $5 or $10 move to get in. I'm already in the money, but for it to start outpacing and cap the losses. But the thing is, we have a little bit more time on this one, so pretty confident with it. But you can see, following the earnings, when that premium does start to go down, it does give you a break even on the stock. So in this case, I'm down on the short, and then the premiums are not worth as much from the earnings. So now we need that intrinsic value to carry over and get us that profit, or to get us back to break even. So there was that. As far as any of the other plays, I did even close out of the Best Buy. Remember, that was another one, shares and puts. We got it at the bottom. I closed the extra insurance too early. We were talking about rolling over, but we flipped the coin. I mean, either way, I was like, all right, we already got a little bit of profit. It ended up only being like a $300 loss. Not too bad considering it went against us, but closed out of that one, and that one was a loss as well too. But the other ones still work. I still like this strategy, and now we're really going to see now, is this a bear market rally? Do we get a lot of optimism? Do people chill out? What does the data say? But it's probably going to be an exciting week, so I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember, you got some control and some things you can't fight it. More fati, baby. Take it as it come. You've made it this far already. And well, I think it's going to be an exciting summer and rest of the year. So God bless you, and I hope you're ready, Chad. But did I tell you to be hydrated? I don't know if I did, but I love you, Chad. We well rested now. You feel it? I'm excited. So I'm going to see you there in the morning. Sleep good tonight. Drink water. No yellow pee. Relax. You are blessed. And get ready. Man, we got Green Day. The long term going to come. Oh, my. Amen. Amen. I love you.